Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. You saw the title, the one and only Merle Haggard. But it's a song that I don't know, so I'm reacting to it. Ramblin' Fever. I don't think I know it. Maybe I've heard it, but I don't recognize that. And generally, Merle's titles are recognizable. Roger Smith made a gift to the channel for me to do this. So first order of business is thank you, Roger. Thank you for supporting the channel and me. It's very much appreciated. So let's get into it. Let's see what Merle's got. Let's see why Merle has Ramblin' Fever. Guessing he's the one with it. I wouldn't have known it was Merle by that beginning. So, is this early in his career?
My hat don't hang on the same nail too long. My ears can't stand to hear the same old song. And I don't leave the highway long enough to bog down in the mud. Oh, I've got rambling fever in my blood. I caught this rambling fever long ago, when I first heard a lonesome whistle blow. If someone said I ever gave a damn, they damn sure told you wrong. I've had rambling fever all along.
So smooth.
Rambling fever, the kind that can't be measured by degrees.
Did you catch that? Ramblin' fever, the kind that can't be measured by degrees. I love that because a fever, you put a thermometer and it goes up by degrees. You can't measure this one.
Fever, there ain't no kind of cure for my disease. There's times I'd like to bed down on the sofa and let some pretty lady rub my back, and spend the early morning drinking coffee and talking about when I'll be coming back. 'Cause I don't let no woman tie me down, and I'll never get too old to get around. I want to die along the highway and rot away like some old highline pole. Restless rambling fever in my soul. Rambling fever, kind that can't be measured by degrees. Rambling fever, there ain't no kind of cure for my disease. Yeah.
The 70s? You know, I wonder if he didn't want to go more Southern rock with this song too, because there were lyrically he borrowed from. He didn't borrow. I don't want to say borrowed from, but I mean it was reminiscent of, or reminded me of, like Ramblin' Man by the Allman Brothers. There was another line in there. Oh yeah, Woman to Tie Me Down. And that's like, heard it in a love song by Marshall Tucker Band, where it's like, I'd stay another year if I saw a teardrop in your eye. So he's just going to sneak out and go. Yeah, and then other songs where you can't have a woman slow you down. So you just got to move on your own. And that's how he wanted to like die on the highway, not actively, but just sort of as a rambling man with like a highline pole. But I wonder if Merle didn't want to go more in a rock direction with this song, or Southern rock direction. And that's why, partly why I was asking, when did this come out? my guess on this would be in the 70s, but I mean, Merle's career goes all the way back to the 60s. I don't think this was that time frame. I think, and I don't think it was the 80s, but yeah. His voice is so smooth though at the end. Like when he finishes words off and he just carries that note to the end, it is like butter. And he's got a man's voice, so it's not one of these gentle voice, but he still just nails it. So Roger, that was a really good choice. He had me thinking, and I like the references, of course. Ramblin' Fever, the kind that can't be measured by degrees. And that wasn't brilliant lyricism, but it was fun when I realized what he had said, because it made the point. In a non-artistic way, it was just very factual, but he brought it in. And I liked his picking in this thing. This was just so different. And the thing is, for me too, I got into Merle when I bought his greatest hits album. I had not been into country at that time, but I was into rock, and I heard a Billy Dean song that I really liked. I heard it on the radio when I was flipping channels, and it was coming out of New York. So I said, I got to find out who that artist is, because I didn't say who the artist was. The song just played out, and then that was it. And so it took me a couple of years to figure it out. I did. I went, bought Billy Dean's greatest hits. Phenomenal. Thank God for Small Favors. It's Only the Wind, these things. But I decided, you know what? Let me pick up Sherry Austin's CD. And I don't know if it was her greatest hits, but there was a song that I'd heard too. And it was called, it wasn't Words, it was One Solitary Tear. So I'm like, let me pick that one up. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I picked up Merle's and Alan Jackson's greatest hits. And so I'm listening to those 4 CDs, and I'm getting this immersion in this awesome stuff. But this here sounds very different than the stuff that was on Merle's greatest hit CD. So, yeah, but it's Merle. I mean, Merle had such an illustrious, long career. And I love that about traditional country artists or outlaw country artists, where they go into their 70s, 80s, 90s. In Willie's case, like you could keep on going with it more readily than you can in rock, even though some of these bands tour for a long time. There's just something about seeing like George Strait or, Hank, just at an advanced age singing their stuff. And they're not that advanced, but Willie's 90 and he's still going. So, all right, I'm going to rate this song, and I'm off the hook with Montauk Ed, because the number, again, that popped into anytime an 8.8 pops into my head, I'll probably bring up the Ice Cube and the Ice Wagon thing, but the number that popped into my head was an 8.8. It was a simple ditty of a song. It wasn't over the top. It had some nice lyrics in it. It had some nice instrumentation. So in one sense, it was a nice song. And that's it. All right, guys, you can thank Roger Smith for that one. Ramblin' Fever, if you got it, you got it. All right, guys, have a great day. See you on another video, and keep rocking the country.